This is Ken Landgraf, Bronze Age comic book artist, and I'm going to be working on a Teenage Ninja Turtles commission. Okay, I'm looking at Leatherface here. I already put Zip-A-Tone down on him. So I'm looking at his leg here. And I'm looking at his foot, and I want to throw a shadow from the leg down on him. And now we're looking at his shoulder. Okay, I'm looking at his hand now. I'm going to draw his knuckle in. And render the side of his fingers. Drawing a few scales. And what I'm doing here, I'm leaving white spaces between where it's going to touch. And we're looking at his arm here. Here's his elbow. Extensor muscles. And I'll work on his face a little bit. Just lightly touching in there to create scales. I want to pop out his eye here, so I'm putting in black. And we're drawing his tongue in. And then what I'm going to do is throw a shadow from his head onto his body. Separating his chest here. There's his finger. And sometimes I'll take my brush and dip it into water and back into the ink to dilute it a little. And here we got one of the Ninja Turtles. And I'm going to ink on his arm. Here's the bicep. I'm inking the front of the bicep and the side of the bicep. Here we have the deltoid. Front of the deltoid, side of the deltoid. And we have his forearm, so I'm going to ink in his forearm right here. And we've got this armor on him, so I'm just going to draw the shadow parts of the armor. And I'm turning him this way so I can look at his arm. Here's the deltoid, the side of the deltoid, front of the deltoid. Here's the bicep muscles. And we got a thing here of the armor. And what I'm gonna drink color in the whole bicep muscle. I like that black right there. And we got his forearm. And I'm gonna take a middle part of the bone and throw shadows from his hand. And he's got this sword-like weapon. I'm going to ink out a shadow on the side of it. And then I'm going to do a burst around it. I want it to pop out since we've got a black midnight sky. What you're doing is leaving a space. And you're turning the paper to get this effect. This is a Wally Wood effect. He uses this all the time to create like dynamic action. And if you want to fill in a black quick, just take some water, put it on your ink brush, and you can fill in these large black shapes really quick. And we're going to work on his legs now. Crestoform. Shadow from his pelvis to the leg. And then we're going to turn the paper a little so I can get some more rendering in. And again, we got his armor. I'll leave a shine above. And what I'm going to do here is draw the crestoform of his leg. And I'm going to throw a shadow from the armor. Pick up on the heel rendering. Now I got this commission through eBay. You can also direct message me if you want to get your own commission. As you can see here, I'm not afraid to work hard. And I've gotten a lot of figures and building details into this drawing. So you're really going to get your money worth if you get a Landgraf commission. I don't say I'm going to draw one figure and I'm going to charge you a separate background fee. I hate that. You're going to commission me, you're going to get a drawing. All right, here we got the back of his turtle armor shell. So I'm blackening that in. And I'm going to do the inking on the middle part of the shell. And I'm also looking up here now, and I'm going to draw a shadow from the turtle armor. And what we got here now is the, like his pant, what I don't know what you call this, like his, you know, like Superman's trunks. So what I'm doing is I'm rendering. And then I'm going to take shadow from the belt also. And we got his leg here going forward. Let's turn the paper. And what I'm going to do is outline the muscle. And then start rendering the muscle. And again, here's the calf muscle. And I'm taking a shadow from the armor. It's always a triangle shape, see this? And I'm going to throw a shadow on each toe. Okay, so let's turn the paper here, and we'll work on this, the guy with the nunchucks. I don't remember his name right now. I looked these guys all up before, and I looked at how they pose. So these are pretty action-packed, typical poses you'd see in one of the comics, but I changed them all into my style, like moving the arms and the hands. But you got to look at reference when you're doing a job like this, because it's got to look like the Ninja Turtles. So you can look at any kind of pose, but then change it to make it your own. Here I'm drawing the chest. And the arm here, I want to throw a shadow. And up here, I'm going to do something really gutsy. I'm going to draw the shadow of the nunchuck sticks. And we're looking at his legs here. And I'm going to do again the crestoform. It's always the same thing here. It's what you're always doing with this inking. Draw the crestoform. Sometimes you might leave it like that. I like that. And then I'm going to take a shadow from his leg and run it down. And one of the things I'm thinking of when I'm doing this is Richard Corbin. I always like how he drew the Ninja Turtles. Gave him a very dynamic, like Wally Wood-like look. So this is pretty much a Wally Wood type style. And here we got the leg. And pulling long lines down to the leg here to make the black work. Here we got underneath the leg. And we're going back here. Put some rendering from the crestoform, and I'm throwing a shadow down here. Pop the leg out. And I'm looking at the leg. I'll put some rendering on the side here. And we got the armor again. Let's see what we're going to do with that. Middle form, middle form, middle form, and shadow downward. And we're going to pick up on the calf muscle here. And the side of the leg. And we got the bottom of the foot here. Let's put a little, I don't like this area here. It's white. I put in black. Black down here by the window. And long feathered lines. Shadow from the foot down. That guy looks done now. Maybe I'll give him a little rendering here on his foot. Okay. Oh, we got another one down there. I don't know if this is Michelangelo or whoever. It's one of the turtles. Again, I looked them up, so I knew who they were when I looked at them. I've drawn the Ninja Turtles many times in commissions. People seem to like how I render them kind of realistically in a heavy ink style. Here we go. Down the forearm into the elbow. Shadows from the armor or wrist. And then rendering. Here we got the bicep muscle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got the deltoid. And then I got to decide what I'm going to do here. Let's see, I'm going to draw crestoform and shadow. And render. And we're looking at his chest here. Now I already threw a shadow from the spear. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up with the rendering on his chest. And leave a white space. Draw the other crestoform of this chest. Shadow from the spear. And nice rendering. deltoid muscle, or that's actually the trapezius. And some more blacks. Elbow again. Shadow from the wrist bands. Get some more ink. All right, now we got some things we're going to add in. Here's the rib cage muscles. And we're going to throw a shadow down from the chest to the rib cage. I already drew a line and shadow from that stomach muscle. Okay, here we got the chest. Shadow from it. And we got this business here of the swim trunks. And the belt. I just knocked that in with the middle form. And over here I want to draw some more rendering. And we got a shell again. So let's see how we're going to do the shell. Shadow and shadow above. Here we got the shell again. Shadow, shadow above, and I'm going to maybe put a little rendering on it. And we got his, I don't know, his kung fu belt. Throw a shadow under it. Crest the form on the leg, rendering on the leg. And we've got the leg down here now. What are we going to do with it? Let's see. There's that armor on his leg. Just knock that in. And start inking in the bottoms of each armor plate. And we're going to do calf muscles down to the leg and then down to the heel. And the first thing I'll do is throw a huge shadow. And he's on the ground here, so maybe we want to start working in some ground shadows. I'll fill that in later because that's just a black area. It's boring. Here we're going to do some debris on the ground. And we got his other leg and his swim trunks again. Now I'll get more fancier on the swim trunks this time. I'll draw in some of the drape folds. And here's the crest of form of the leg. And go down to his foot. And we'll go back to Leatherface. See what we're going to do with him. Okay, we got his deltoid muscle up here. Yeah, I would take the black and go up to his teeth. Here's his thumb. Just ink the middle of it. These are all decisions that you make while you're inking. The first step, of course, is always coming up with the poses. And then you got to figure out how to render it off. You might want to check out some of my how to draw books too. There's a few videos showing what they are, or you can simply go to YouTube and punch in Ken Landgraf. You're going to see my how to draw books. Those are real helpful if you want to become a comic book artist. Okay, so we got the armor. We got the hand. You got his fingers. I'm going to ink the middle of the fingers. Leave a white space and then pick up on the nail. Middle of the fingers. White space. White space. Nail. Okay, let's see what we're going to work on now. Shredder. Let's do some more work on him. A little water on the brush. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I'm going to throw a shadow from the forearm onto the bicep. And I got the thing all zip-a-toned in. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to start throwing shadows from the armor. And we're going to look at Shredder's body here. See what we're going to do to it. Okay, see the white part of his armor? I want that to pop out, so I'm going to put some rendering up here. And then I'll turn the page. And render under the white part of the armor. And basically what you're doing as an inker is constantly just making these decisions. What are you going to do with the line work? Okay, here we got the stomach muscles. What I'm going to do is throw a shadow from the armor. And I'm throwing shadows from the stomach muscles onto the other stomach muscles. And we got a trash can here. I'm just going to knock this in. The way you think about it is, here's the ellipse of the trash can. So I'm just throwing the light and shadow on it. Okay, this is a pretty long lesson. Again, here's the drawing. The Ninja Turtles fighting against Leatherface and Shredder. Okay, I hope you learned something from this. If you love my video, please hit the subscriber button. I want more subscribers. Okay, thanks a lot. See you next time.